Hey there, welcome to the Potato Runs. I'm a couch potato who decided to start running, and today I want to share something that completely changed everything I thought I knew about training. What if I told you that Olympic champions, world record holders, the absolute best endurance athletes on the planet, spend most of their training time going easy? Like really, genuinely easy. Sounds completely crazy, right? But stick with me, because this is backed by serious science, and it might just change how you train forever. See, I used to push myself to the absolute limit every single day. No pain, no gain, right? That's what I thought champions do. Go hard or go home, leave everything on the track. I thought that was the secret to getting faster. Maximum effort, maximum results. But I was always tired, always sore. I needed days to recover from every workout. And my motivation was completely tanking. Worst of all, I wasn't getting any faster. My times were stuck. Actually, they were getting worse. Something was seriously wrong with my approach. Then I found this Norwegian research study that changed everything. Scientists interviewed 12 elite coaches from 8 different Olympic endurance sports. We're talking about the absolute best coaches in the world, the ones who have spent decades figuring out exactly what works at the highest level. Biathlon, cross-country skiing, long-distance running, road cycling, rowing, speed skating, swimming, and triathlon. 8 sports, 12 elite coaches. Together, their athletes have won over 370 international medals, Olympic champions, world record holders, the absolute elite of endurance sports. And what they discovered about how these elite athletes actually train, it completely blew my mind. Are you ready for this? About 80 to 90% of their training is at low intensity, zone 1 and 2. The easy stuff, the vast majority of what they do is easy. I'm talking about the kind of pace where you can hold a full conversation, where it actually feels comfortable and genuinely enjoyable. Wait, Olympic champions spend most of their time going easy. That can't be right, can it? Let me explain why this actually makes perfect sense. Only 10 to 15% of their training is moderate intensity. That's zone 3, the uncomfortable but sustainable pace where you're working but not dying. And just 5 to 10% is high intensity, zones 4 through 6, the really hard stuff that leaves you gasping for air. That's it. This isn't just one sport or one coach's opinion. This pattern showed up consistently across all 8 sports they studied. It's the universal approach. Let me break down the zones for you. These elite coaches use a 6-zone intensity scale. Zones 1 and 2 are called low intensity training, or LIT. In these zones, you can breathe easy and talk normally. Sessions can range anywhere from 30 minutes to even 7 hours for some of these elite athletes. Zone 3 is moderate intensity training, or MIT. This is your threshold work. You're working hard, but it's controlled and sustainable for longer periods. Zones 4 through 6 are high intensity training, or HIT. This is your all-out efforts. Short, intense intervals or race pace work. The stuff that really hurts. Here's why easy training actually works. It builds your aerobic base, your heart gets more efficient at pumping blood, your body learns to use oxygen better and burn fat as fuel. And here's the absolutely crucial insight. You can do a lot of easy training without breaking down. Your body can handle massive volumes of low-intensity work day after day. But push hard every single day. Your body accumulates fatigue faster than it can recover. You dig yourself into a hole you simply cannot climb out of. Here's something that really puts this in perspective. Elite endurance athletes train anywhere from 600 to 1,400 hours per year. That's an insane amount of training. That translates to 300 to 600 training sessions annually. You simply cannot do that many sessions if every single one is crushing you into the ground. Easy training lets you accumulate massive volume consistently. And in endurance sports, consistent volume over time is absolutely everything. It's the foundation of fitness. Now, here's something that really surprised me about how these elite athletes approach their hard sessions. It's not what you'd expect. They do their hard training controlled, not all-out exhaustive efforts where they collapse at the end. They prefer threshold intervals over maximum sprints, and this is absolutely crucial. They stop before complete exhaustion, not at failure, before failure. They always leave a little something in the tank. The coaches emphasize quality over pure intensity. They want athletes to nail the technique, hit their targets, and live to train hard another day. Elite athletes follow what researchers call hard, easy rhythmicity. They typically do just 2 to 3 hard sessions per week. That's it, not more. When they go hard, they always follow it with easy days. Hard, easy, easy, hard, easy, easy. That's the rhythm they follow religiously. Recovery isn't being lazy. Recovery is when your body actually adapts and gets stronger. The magic of improvement happens when you rest, not when you train. The workout is just the stimulus. Rest is the response. Without proper recovery, there's no adaptation, no improvement, just accumulated fatigue leading nowhere. Here's where most recreational athletes, myself included, go completely wrong. We think more hard sessions automatically equals more improvement, but that's backwards. Doing too many all-out exhaustive sessions just digs you deeper into a hole. You end up chronically tired, at higher injury risk, and heading straight for burnout. Another dangerous trap, going moderately hard all the time. Not easy enough to actually recover properly, but not hard enough to trigger real improvement, the worst of both worlds. The key is polarization. Make your easy days truly easy, and when you go hard, make it intentionally hard with clear purpose and specific targets. Want a real-world example of this in action? Speed skater Niels van der Poel won Olympic gold and broke world records. Guess how he actually trained in the off-season? 6 to 7 hour bike rides, just cruising along at low intensity, not smashing himself, just building that massive aerobic base day after day after day, long, easy rides followed by proper recovery. And then he went to the Olympics and absolutely dominated, breaking world records along the way. This pattern is remarkably consistent across all 8 sports the researchers studied: cross-country skiers, cyclists, swimmers, runners. Same fundamental principle. Another valuable insight from the research: elite athletes strategically use cross-training. They don't just pound the exact same movement pattern every single day. Swimming, cycling, skiing, rowing. Different movement patterns that build cardiovascular fitness while giving their primary sport muscles a much-needed break. It lets them add more training volume without adding more stress to the same joints and muscles. More fitness gained, less injury risk. That's just smart training. So I changed absolutely everything about how I train. Now, the vast majority of my runs are genuinely easy. Actually enjoyable. I actually look forward to them now. I check my pace and heart rate to make sure I'm staying in zone 1 or 2. It felt weird at first, almost too easy, but I trusted the science and stuck with it. I saved the hard stuff for just 2 days a week, maximum. Quality sessions where I hit my specific targets, focus on technique, and stop before complete exhaustion. And guess what happened? I'm actually getting faster, personal records are falling, and I'm not injured or burned out. I can train consistently week after week. So how can you actually apply this to your own training? Let me give you some practical tips you can start using right away. First, know your zones. The talk test is simple and effective. If you can't hold a normal conversation while running, you're probably going too hard for an easy day. Slow down. Second, limit your hard sessions to just 2 to 3 per week. When you do go hard, make it count. Have clear purpose, hit your targets, focus on quality execution, and finally, respect recovery like it's part of your training, because it is. Sleep well, eat well. The gains actually happen when you rest, not when you train. So here's what I really want you to take away from all of this. Training smarter absolutely beats training harder every single time without exception. Keep 80 to 90% of your training genuinely easy. Make your hard days purposeful but controlled. And always give your body adequate time to recover and adapt. That's how over 370 international medals were won by these elite athletes. And trust me, if it works for Olympic champions and world record holders, it will absolutely work for you too. Thanks so much for watching the Potato Runs. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some very easy jogging to do.